And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Atreus. I'm coming at you live from the ATL, bringing you more pop culture news centering around gaming, entertainment, news, commentary, and analysis. All right, we got to talk about Henry Cavill and The Witcher again. All right, let's do it after the drop.
What makes you think that I'm an answer if you ain't mine? Even if you call me.
All right, team, you already know what to do. Go ahead and hit the like button, the red subscribe button if you are enjoying the content, and then go down into the description. Follow me on the socials, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all of that. All right, guys, we're fastly approaching the 1,000 subscriber mark. So if you go ahead and continue subscribing, that would be amazing. We're trying to get there before Christmas. Let's go ahead and get into the news. All right, so today has been a good day. All right, my Georgia Bulldogs spanked some volunteer ass earlier this afternoon. And speaking of tears, roll tears. I just saw the Bayou Bengals spanked the Alabama Crimson Tide, and it's just been a wonderful day. So, hey, if you are a football fan, go ahead and comment down into the comments and let me know who your favorite team is, unless you're a Saint fan or Alabama Crimson Tide fan, because I don't want to hear from y'all. I said what I said. Anyway, so let's go ahead and talk about The Witcher. So last time we talked about The Witcher series on Netflix. We were talking about Henry Cavill stepping down. Now, recently we've heard a lot of details, but right now you got this petition that the fans have started to get The Witcher writers dismissed and to bring back Henry Cavill. Okay, now there's a reason why they're doing this, but let's go and look at this petition. This thing was originally asking for 30,000 signatures. This thing has reached almost 95,000 signatures. All right. So this is what they have to say. I'm not going to try to pronounce that name, but himself said about Henry Cavill, I was more than happy with Henry Cavill's appearance as The Witcher. He's a real professional, just as Viggo Mortensen gave his face to Aragorn. So Henry gave his to Geralt, and it shall be forever so. Henry isn't leaving The Witcher because of Superman. Netflix executives have once again made a grave decision against delivering for their fans. The reason why The Witcher is such a popular show is the fans' love of the source material of books and games that are hatred by and have actively been mocked by the writers and showrunners. I'm not sure that's a complete sentence, but whatever. Henry Cavill is one of those big fans. He knows all of it inside out and wanted to stay true to Sapkowski's world, okay, which is why Netflix wants to replace him. Let us show them in pure numbers and thus lost money, because that's all they really care about, that none of us Witcher fans will stand with them and will abandon the show and potentially our subscriptions after The Witcher Season 3 is concluded. Netflix can only exist because all of us pay them monthly to produce content, and that is entertaining for us. Unfortunately, all public information points towards a production team making decisions that are completely opposite to the fans and our interests. We already had to suffer through disaster that was the end of Game of Thrones. Netflix, don't repeat the same exact mistake of holding on to writers and showrunners that believe themselves to be superior to the actual creator of the stories that made them successful. Whew, that last part right there. That last part right there was money. Now, the reason, the biggest reason why they want these people fired is because earlier last month, we heard from a previous producer or writer on the show that there were people working on this show that did not like the source material. They don't like the games. They don't like the books. And thus, I'm confused as why those people would even be working on the Witcher series. And I guess this is coming from somebody who I guess isn't privileged enough to be able to work on this stuff. Maybe it's just hard to believe that people who aren't familiar with the source material or even care about the source material would even want to do this job. As a writer and an aspiring filmmaker myself, there's no way in hell I would ever accept writing or directing a show of an IP I have no feelings for, right? Not even that I don't have any feelings for it, that I'm not familiar with, right? The only Witcher material that I've played or even had any sort of like connection with or like hands-on experience with is The Witcher 3. I didn't know about The Witcher before The Witcher 3 came out. I haven't written any of the books or anything like that. So I would never, if I was a prominent filmmaker, I would never accept a project doing a Witcher series. I would do Halo. I can do Halo inside out. You know what I'm saying? And I can damn sure do it. I can damn sure do Halo better than whoever the fuck did that BS on Paramount. That was garbage. But anyway, so The Witcher is getting a new lease on life thanks to the Netflix series starring Henry Cavill. But the franchise has been around for a while. It started with a series of short stories by Polish author. Once again, Sapkowski. That's the best I can do, brother. I'm sorry. I can't pronounce this stuff. Progressed to full books and finally became a series of very successful video games from CD Projekt Red. The Witcher was beloved by many fans before Henry Cavill donned his bleached blonde fantasy wig. But apparently not everyone who wrote for the Netflix show was among them. This comes from the writer Bo DeMaio, who's written a couple episodes of The Witcher and also put together the writer's room for the upcoming X-Men 97 show on Disney+. My general rule was you had to be a fan. Agreed. So this is what he said to say. What he's had to say. I've been on a show, namely Witcher, where some of the writers were not or actively disliked the books and games, even actively mocking the source material. It's a recipe for disaster and bad morale. Fandom as a litmus test check egos and makes all of the long nights worth it. You have to respect the work before you're allowed to add to its legacy. This, like, they spit. These niggas spit. I ain't gonna lie to you. All right. The guy that used to work on G4 TV said something along the lines of the same thing. He said something about Frost and the people that was currently working at G4 ruining the legacy of the amazing show that they had. And that's what y'all are doing. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead. Previously, the Witcher showrunner Lauren S. Hisrich said on Twitter thread that she specifically didn't seek out 10 Sapkowski scholars when putting together the show's writer room. Some of them were diehard fans and all of them had to read the books, but not all of them came in that way. We need writers who are close, but not too close, she wrote. But not too close, who love the world, but aren't afraid to question it, who are fans, but are willing to step back and open their minds in order to bring their beloved world to our real big one. I hope we did that. You failed. I think that's a good strategy when putting together a writer's room. I get why you don't only want franchise super fans, although you want them in there too. Henry Cavill may not be a writer, for instance, but he is a big Witcher fan and his opinion matters. I'm reminded of the story when he changed the scene involving Geralt's horse Roach because he didn't think the script was respectful enough. Then again, you don't want to go so far afield that you get people who don't like or disrespect the source material. It's a tricky balance. It's not really a tricky balance. You get people in there who like the source material. Now, I get it. You don't want to make a carbon copy of the books and the video games, but God damn it, man. The Witcher TV show has gone pretty far afield of the books and games in some respects, so I'm sure there are fans who aren't surprised to hear this from DeMaio. Still, the show has been a big success. Netflix has a spin-off series called Blood Origin coming out in December and a third season on the way next year. So the reason the show has been successful is because of Henry Cavill. Other than that, I mean, you tune in every week to watch, not every week, you tune in to watch Henry Cavill, period. It's just that simple. So, but from what I've heard, you know, Henry Cavill wanted to stay more faithful to the books and the writers just wasn't respectful of that. And so this is part of the reason why he stepped down, you know. So y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Will you be continuing to watch The Witcher after season 3? Will you not? Let me know. All right. Talk to y'all later.
Let's go. Hey. Beat that thing down like you started attention, my baby. You had some plans with your man, just tell him to cancel, my baby. Slide to the crib like Dracula's mansion, my baby. When you pull up, it's on action, my baby.